This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Swimmer's ear. Swimmer's ear. Swimmer's ear. The Adult Swim Podcast.
Hey, it's Swimmer's Ear. It's just me. I'm Mike. Rusty and his domestic partner had a human, so it's been a little touch and go. I know the baby's good, and it's good for them. And I figured I'd do this by myself this time. So this is a little weird. This is technically not an Adult Swim thing, but it's the same company, same people. This is the Nick at Night bumpers. There's like 70 of these things. I don't know that we're going to get to all of them, but Nick at Night for me was always okay. So growing up, I had seen most everything that was on Nick at Night. Some of it I saw when it originally ran, like Newhart, or some of it I watched again on Nick at Night, say like Dick Van Dyke or Mary Tyler Moore or things like that would come on. Nick at Night was great because it was just syndicated shows, and it was probably the first one that I felt like you could put on in the background and just go away. I know we all kind of do that now. I know I certainly do that. Set up some stuff to play, watch people fall down or whatever on YouTube, and just kind of drift off to sleep. So I want to run through some of these bumpers and just kind of give you some memories of mine, and hopefully that's something you're interested in. So let's see what happens. No idea who Pomposello is, but it said Pomposello Production. So these are Nick at Night jingle IDs.
Hello out there from TV land, a beautiful place to be.
That's
Nick at Night, better living through good TV.
So basically that was just old black and white footage, kind of families and kids and things going around, and then they inserted the big color TVs and Nick at Night logos and stuff, bigger than life. And that little jingle kind of reminds me of whenever I got to watch some of the old stuff that would run like in the 50s, like Your Show of Shows, or I don't know, anything with theater at the end of it. They were very concerned with their jingles, especially cigarette companies, which super weird to think back to a time when a dancing box of cigarettes would be on your TV. But hey, here we are.
If your boss is a jerk and you get home from work and you feel like a troglodyte, there's instant relief from this hardship and grief. Thank goodness for Nick at Night.
So that one was basically an Alka-Seltzer commercial. Cartoon, elongated people, stretched out. Reminds me kind of a Ren and Stimpy type animation, which Ren and Stimpy is one of my all-time favorites. Very quick, very snappy. Again, jingle attached.
Nickatnite, Nickatnite, Nick at Night for me.
Better living through television.
The one that reminds me of is kind of like any of the sing-along stuff, or for you guys, it's probably more like Pixar. So when the lamp comes out, it goes boom, 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 and then squashes the eye. This was just a ball that would go over the letters as they're singing it. And I don't know, there's something very retro and cool about that.
Hello out there for the TV land.
Oh,
don't adjust yourself. Nick at Night, classic as you can get. All night, every night.
If television sets could talk, then they would tell us the shows they liked.
Which, again, these days, we probably look at this and think, oh my God, it's so simple. But this was like 3D animation at the time, this is pretty damn good. So we've got actual 3D animated TV and kind of a set of a planet with trees and stuff like that around it. And then all the little TVs are people. So the people's bodies are animated 3D characters, but then the faces are actual faces, but they're stuck in the TVs. So, I mean, that was kind of cutting edge, kind of cool.
They all agree for viewing tonight. Get ready to be tuned to Nick at Night.
When it's time to relax, there's only one place for better TV today.
So we can, this reminds me very much of like late 80s, early 90s music videos. So you've got all the animated stuff in the background. Didn't really matter what it was. It was all flying and flipping. And then you got the Nick at Night logo flying around in front of clouds. All this very cartoony looking. And then you've got a girl in like an inset animated thing, but it's a real person. You can tell it's been like rotoscoped or whatever. And she's in kind of a sepia black and white tone. And she's playing over the top of this, which at the time, music videos loved this kind of effect.
It's pre-postmodern, wild and free. Watch Nick at Night for good TV.
Yeah. Pre-postmodern is a great tagline. Just think about that. It's not modern. It's not after modern. It's pre-after modern. That's fucking crazy. Okay, so now we're in a garden. This is all real. There's a thing that says seeds and Nick at Night. Somebody's gardening behind it.
What is the perfect combination for a TV land sensation?
Planting TVs, water it.
You and Nick at Night, naturally.
That's right.
This one's very animated, black and white, kind of a jumpy jingle vision type thing, holding logos.
I've made a personal.
Again, animated, different style. This is kind of like retro 60s feeling, where everything was kind of squared off, and she's got a microwave, which tends to make me think it's a little later, but then she's dressed like a 50s housewife. So
Decision to try better live through television, but to make it right, I've gotta have Nick at
comes out
Night.
of the Nick at Night TV dinner. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten TV dinners, but you know, when they first started, they were all metal. So the container was metal, the top that went over it was metal, and you put it in the oven, and it would come out molten lava and kill you if you touched it. Then after a while, after the onset of microwaves, they replaced the metal with plastic on the bottom and a thin sheet of plastic on top, and then you would pull it back and let all the steam out and stuff. It's kind of what you guys are used to at this point, but again, they were all freaking metal at one point. I can remember pulling back like that tinfoil on top and almost dying because the steam would hit me in the face. It's bad. It's there. It's me. Now.
9 out of 10 barnyard animals agree. Watch Nick at Night for good TV.
I like that kind of animation. It's kind of jumpy, kind of almost like paper dolls, but they're kind of jicky and they move around a little bit. So that was kind of cool.
Or you watch right. It's a Nick at Night. Keep it clean on the screen. Nick at Night. Use it only as directed because it's copyright protected. Keep your TV set connected. Nick at Night.
I like that one just because it's ridiculous and stupid. The farmer apparently is very happy that his pig got out and businessmen are chasing it down the street, and then the pig ends up in the TV. Oh.
To break that endless cycle of mundane work.
This is like a guy in his office. His boss is yelling at him. He's in a little circle. Nick at Night's in the back. I'm assuming that Nick at Night's going to save him from his humdrum job in life. The animation kind of reminds me of Rocco's Modern Life. It's that kind of thing.
And whoa, more doctors recommend Nick at Night than any remedy I know.
TV, and I start watching Nick at Night.
Nick at Night has the knack to be all it's cracked up to be.
This is real footage, but it's kind of these cutout things that in a factory or whatever.
In fact, Nick at Night is packed with exactly my kind of classic TV.
Come on, everybody, the time is...
once again, we got kind of an Elvis thing, but it's the logo singing, and it's showing you dance steps up on the animated TV.
Right, we're gonna show you how to Nick at Night.
Just click on, twist that dial, and Nick at Night.
Nick at Night, it's TV done right. Your favorite shows, your favorite stars, watch Nick at Night, that's where they are. Nick at Night.
Nick at Night, the video magician.
So
Nick at Night.
The choice is in your
This one reminds me of like, let's go out to the lobby, that kind of animation.
hand.
Nick at Night is better television. You'll love to join the folks in TV land.
All right, one more. This is realistic. We can use these later because Rusty has something going on. We can record another one of these, but this will be the last one. Real life, holding up the Nick at Night logo in front of his head.
TV land
Jumpy. So this reminds me of like the intro to Friends. You know how they kind of jump from scene to scene to scene? That's what this is, but people in front of or behind the Nick at Night logo.
Nick at Night. All night, every night. Nick at Night.
All right, that's it for today. Those are some pretty good memories for me. When I was growing up, I had a little 6, 7, 8-inch black and white TV with the knobs, the whole thing. I had a metal TV tray next to my bed. The TV set on that. My parents would go to bed. They'd let me watch TV until ungodly hours for some reason. I don't know. And back then, you would watch it until this is before infomercials or anything. You would watch it until the Star Spangled Banner came on. Once the Star Spangled Banner came on, somebody would come up and say, "This ends our broadcasting day." And then, I don't know, they'd do something, show the army or whatever. And then the thing would go to static. And it'd be static till like 5 a.m. And then TV would come on again. But again, we only had like 3 channels. I think I was 10, maybe 11 when we got cable for the first time. And even when we got cable for the first time, it was like 16 channels. So, and it had this weird box, like with these ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk keys. Like if you wanted to change channels, you would have to ka-chunk it. There was no remote or anything. You'd have to go walk up to it and go, ka-chunk. I want to go to channel 4, ka-chunk. Now, the cool thing was, I don't know if you think it's cool or not, but I figured out that if you turn this thing over and you take the screws off the back of it, back then cable would restrict you on the channels you could watch, like HBO, Showtime, stuff like that. When they first started, they were all paid channels. I mean, they still are, but you know what I mean. But I could take the back off of this ka-chunk device, and it was like this soldered foil in between the channels. And I don't know what I was going to do if this didn't work because it would have just broke it. But you could sever the foil or the connection there, and you get all the channels. So I did that, and we got all the channels for a long time until they caught on. And then I was frightened because they would say there were white vans that would go down your street with like a satellite dish, and they could tell if you were stealing cable. So as a kid, it scared the shit out of me. But now I know it wasn't true. All right. Hey, guys, if you get a chance, wish Rusty and his wife happy returns because of their 65th baby. I know everybody's doing well, and he'll be back with me here next time. So thanks for being here. See ya.
You can find Swimmer's Ear anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
Don't forget to take your Claradrill.
See our ad in Tables and Chairs magazine. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.